Okay, so these are your combining like terms notes, combining like terms. And what combining like terms means is, well, when you combine something, it means you put it together. And like or say means the same. So we're going to put together things that are the same. So let's look at this picture that we have up here right now. I've got dogs, I've got bears and elephants and frogs and owls. And I think that's all of it. So if I were going to shorten, so I didn't have to write the whole word dogs, I could say that D is going to stand for dogs. E is going to stand for elephants. Because in algebra, we don't like to write the whole words out. We like to assign words variables so that we can shorten it and write it in the most simplest way possible. B is going to be bears. F is going to be frogs. O can be owls. All right, it is like a cursive O. And E can be elephants. Oops, I already did elephants. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, that's right. Okay, so if I was looking at this picture, I would say I have a dog plus an elephant plus a bear plus a bear plus a dog plus a frog plus a bear plus a frog plus a frog plus an owl plus a bear plus a bear plus a dog plus a bear plus a frog plus an elephant. Okay, so if I were going to write out this picture as an expression, it's this big old long thing up here. So when we're combining like terms, that means that we're going to combine or put together everything that's similar. Okay, so looking at this big long expression, we're going to put together or combine everything that's similar. So let's look. Our dogs. I've got a dog here, a dog here, and a dog here. All right, so here's my dog, dog, and dog. Well, how many dogs do I have in all? Let's combine all the dogs together. Well, I have 1, 2, 3 dogs. So let's say 3D or 3 dogs. Okay, now let's combine the elephants. So here's an elephant, here's an elephant, E and E. Well, in all, I have 2 elephants, so plus 2E, or 2 elephants. Now let's look at bears. Okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have a total of 6 bears, so let's add that. Plus 6 bears. Now let's do frogs. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have a total of 4 frogs, so let's add 4 more frogs. And then all I have left is an owl, or 1 owl, so plus, 1 owl, 1 owl. Now you notice here I did not put a 1 in front of the O because if in algebra it's understood. If you see you will never see a 1 there because it's understood. We just know that since there's only 1 letter here, that's just 1 O. That means that I only have 1 of that item. Okay, so I took this entire picture or this entire expression and I combined like terms to simplify it. And this is my new simplified expression. 3D, or 3 dogs, plus 2E, plus 6B, plus 4F, plus O. That simplified expression represents this whole big picture up here. Okay, so combining like terms is when we take something that's a lot of one thing and we combine everything and put stuff together to write a shorter expression. Remember, expressions don't have equal signs, so that's why there's no equal sign here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to label the parts of an expression. All right, we're going to label the parts of an expression. So every single part of an expression, all of these things, they're all called terms. So terms are what make up an expression, just like engines and brakes and steering wheels and windows, those all make up a car. So these are called terms. They make up an expression. This plus sign, well, we know plus, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, those are all called operations. Okay. This 7, remember, just a number in algebra, we call it a constant. A constant because that will constantly be 7, just the number 7, it will never change. And then over here, the number right in front of the variable, and remember in this last chapter I was stressing, you got to write the number first. When you're multiplying, it's number first, number first. That's because in algebra we call that a coefficient. So the number right before the variable is called the coefficient. Co meaning together, okay? So it's with the variable, the coefficient. It's with the variable. So the number right before the variable is called the coefficient. So I've got coefficients, I've got operations, I've got constants, and then all of these things are called terms and they make up an expression. All right, so now let's fill in some vocab, fill in the blanks. So a term are parts of the expression. The next one is going to be coefficient. Coefficient is the number in front of the variable. And notice right here, we gave you a little note as a reminder, kind of what I was talking about up here with the O. We don't ever write the 1 in front of the variable. It's just understood that there's only one x right there, so we don't need to write the 1. So you won't see 1x, you'll just see the letter x, or any variable. That could be any letter. Kind of like we have an O up here instead of one O. The next vocab word is like terms. Like terms have the same variable and can be added and subtracted. So up here in our big long expression that we had, like terms were all our B's or our bears. We added all our bears together. Okay, so all the B's were like terms because they're the same. All the D's for dogs were like terms because they're all dogs. All the E's we added together because they're alike. They both represent elephants. The F for frogs, we combined those. We added them because they were all F for frogs. So like terms have the same variable. Those all had F's or D's or E's, etc. Okay, and then to simplify the expression, you simply combine all the like terms. Okay, so we put together things that are similar. Oops, sorry. So let's look at some examples down here. Sorry, this one's written all funny. And this one is missing one. All right. So here, what I like to do is I like to assign all of my variables or my letters animals, because to me, animals are easier to group together. So let's say that X is going to stand for, I don't know, cats, and Y can stand for yaks. All right, so X will be cats and Y will be yaks, and I don't see any other variables here, so I'm going to leave it at that. So let's look. I've got 2 cats plus 3 cats. Well, how many total cats is that? Well, 2 cats plus 3 cats is going to be 5 cats, but remember we're using x. So 2x plus 3x, that's a total of 5x. Alright, so I've put together all my x's or my cats. Now let's see, here's my y's. I've got a positive 3 yaks plus 5 more yaks. So 3 yaks plus 5 yaks would be 8 yaks. So plus 8 yaks. And then all I'm left with is a constant of a positive 4 or plus 4. So plus 4. Now I can't combine these because that's a cat and that's a yak. You can't have a cat yak. So you cannot combine those because those terms or those variables are not the same. So you can't combine the x's and the y's because they're different variables. The only way that we can put them together is if they would be the same variable. And x is not the same as y. And that's just the number 4. So that doesn't work either. All right, so this is our simplified expression. Let's look at number 2. 3a plus a plus 4. Well, let's say a can stand for ape. So let's combine all our apes. I've got 3 apes plus another ape. So remember, there's an understood 1 in front of this. So 3 apes plus 1 ape is a total of 4 apes. And then all I have left is just the constant positive 4. So plus 4. That is my simplified expression. Remember, you cannot combine these because this is an ape, 4 apes, and that's just the number 4. You can't have an ape number, okay? So you can't combine those because they're not alike. That has an a with it, that does not. So you cannot combine them together. Let's look at number 3. 3 times 5d plus 3 times 2a plus 4d plus 10. So I've got d's and a's as my variables. So let's say d is dog and a can be ape again. Again, you can choose whatever you want to. You don't have to use animals. I just like to. And before I assign and I start combining things, well, I need to do some multiplication here. So remember, a number next to parentheses means to multiply. So this is like saying 3 times 5d. So if I had 5d 3 times, that's 5, 10, 15, or 3 times 5. That's 15 d's plus 3 times 2a would be 6 a's plus 4d plus 10. So I just rewrote that so it's easier for us. So you're going to need to do the multiplication before you can combine like terms. So let's compare and combine all of our dogs. So I've got 15 dogs plus 4 dogs. So 15 dogs plus 4 dogs would be 19 dogs. Now let's combine our apes. Well, it looks like I've just got plus 6 apes. So plus 6 apes. And then all I have left is the constant or the number positive 10. So plus 10. This is my simplified expression because you can't combine dogs and apes. You can have a dog ape. All right, so you've got 19 dogs plus 6 apes plus the number 10. All right, and last but not least, I've got z. That's the variable I see here. So let's say z is zebra. All right, I do see that I need to do some multiplication first. All right, so let's rewrite this. 8z plus 12 plus 4 times 3z, or 4 groups of 3z's would be 12z's, and then minus 10. So let's combine our zebras and put those together. So let's see, I've got 8 zebras plus 12 zebras. So 8 zebras plus 12 zebras is a total of 20 zebras. And then all I have left after that is just some plain old numbers. So I've got a positive 12, so 12, and then minus 10. Notice how I color or circle, however you want to do it, the operation that's in front of what we're working with. So I've got 12 minus 10, and 12 minus 10 is 2, so plus 2. 20z plus 2 would be my final answer. So these are your notes on combining like terms in case you were not here on Tuesday when we did them in class.